today, oh yes, I'm reading a book and I feel this pandemic has made us into good readers since we all are stuck home. So related to this, today's video is about top 3 books, of course my personal recommendation on Ladakh. If you are interested in studying about Ladakh, these are the books I think would give you better insights into Ladakh. Here we go. Talking about books and recommending them could be one of my personal favorite hobbies. And who would not like to read about the place where you belong from? My personal favorites or books I would like to recommend to people who would like to read about Ladakh are, I've chosen top 3 because there are endless number of books. So the first book I have chosen in my collection is something called Ladakhi Histories by John Bray. And this is a collection of stories, or you can say essays mostly, presented in a conference or some other thing. But the beauty of this book is, since it's a collection, that means it's almost like it is like a microcosm of Ladakh itself, like a melting pot of culture with coming from with perspectives coming from everywhere. Since this book is edited by John Bray, introduction by himself is a beauty in itself, because he connects the history, the culture, the language, and almost everything into one essay, which is itself a great thing. So I would definitely recommend to read the introduction of, which is titled as Locating Ladakhi History by John Bray. My favorite. And then second favorite essay is something called Gyajung Nakpo by Tashi Stoughton. Now, who is Gyajung Nakpo, or what is Gyajung Nakpo? Gyajung Nakpo was this amazing archer from Ladakh. He belonged from a Stoke family, and he basically solved the issue of a land or a meadow lying between today's Stoke and Marshall village by shooting the arrow at the destined target, and that kind of resolved everything, and that shows how good he was at that time. And this literally is two-page essay, and you would love to read it. That's it. And my third favorite essay in this collection, though there are like so many favorites, is the title is Social Networks and Transnational Trade in Early 20th Century by Jacqueline Fox and Abdul Nasir Khan. Now, the beauty about this essay is it kind of breaks down the idea that trade is no more relevant today in Ladakhi history, and it brings back or connects us back to the trading Ladakh by showing us few Ladakhi families who belong from the traders class. They have this remnants of trade and like Persian letters, like farmans and all of it, and they also beautifully narrate the then days of trade about their grandfathers and great-grandfathers. So that's something I really could connect with. I was like, wow, that's beautiful about Ladakh. That's the first book I would recommend. And second book is written by somebody called Daniel Gaffel. He was a Ladakhi Christian, or belonged from the Christian community in Ladakh. And it's a very simple book, like a thin book. You can literally finish it in half a day if you're a speed reader. The narrative is a bit more nostalgic and retrospective, because he literally talks of Ladakh 50 years back. And when he talks about that, there are like chapters he have divided. There are 10 chapters he has divided the book into, and each chapter would be around 2.5 or 3 pages. And the spotlight chapters which captured my attention was one about the mode of living. Why mode of living is because back then Ladakhis were lack of matchstick, so we were always short of fire. So fire sharing kind of became this symbol of social connection and the close-knit community. So he talks about how back then we didn't have anything, our communication system was lacking, and back then we managed to do that using horses and special people appointed to just deliver post. And the second would be impact of army on Ladakh, because that connects me to today's Ladakh in a way that whatever things that army condemned or disposed of, Ladakhis reuse them, kind of showing their self-sustaining nature of using resource to its maximum potential. For example, jerry cans and sleeping bags, dried milk, talk of all the things. Then is my third favorite or in the series is here it's written Kesar. You can also call it Gesar. Gesar was this trans-Himalayan hero, or even today if you talk about the mythical hero talked about in Mongolia, Tibet, Ladakh, even Mustang. So and this book basically is a Ladakhi perspective, or a Ladakhi, a very short and abridged version of it, but it doesn't feel like abridged when you read it. It's narrated by Namgyal Angmo and edited by Nikki Grist. And I find this book interesting not just because of its narration, but also because of how I believe this has the Ladakhi English, and then this editing and all of it. So it's just beautiful. Well, these are the top 3 I would like to recommend, but there are so many books to recommend on Ladakh which I've read and I would like to recommend, which I will reserve for the next video. We're hoping that you'll like the recommendation given by us or the list of books. We would love to know more about your recommendation of books on Ladakh in general, maybe your favorite books. So feel free to drop in all your favorites in the comment section. And regarding the other names of so many titles on books on Ladakh, we will reserve that for the next video.